we are here today to now take our part as Barberic insurance brokers to shape up that strategy that will feed into the main strategy of Barberic insurance brokers. And this line of sight needs to be maintained. So that we don't pull in different directions. We serve the initial set objectives of Barberic investments, so that at the end of the day, our business remain quite competitive in the market. So let us also remain alert that any initiative that we are making is in the best interest of our organization, BOPEU, and its members. Any effort and any investment that doesn't translate into benefit to our members, it will be ill-founded, because our existence, we exist to serve our members. And I think if we can serve our members better, we'll remain quite acceptable. But should we fail our members, our success lies with them. And so we'll go down. And we don't want a day where we will be history, because our members turned their backs on us and they didn't approve. And in doing so, let us know that our advisory role is very significant. If we can withhold useful advice, then we will not have served our members better. Where we see that the interests of our members are at stake, let us be quick to blow the trumpet. And the best way we can do that is by setting our strategies clear and our objectives clear as to what we want to do. And whenever we have set this, we keep it in focus, keep it before us, and as a constant reminder of where we want to go as a business entity serving Barberic investments. That will keep us from being derailed. So if there's no strategy, then it will mean that now we'll be running aimlessly. And a man who have not defined destination, any road we take it will take you to our destination. So we want to define our path and know that we are going there, and therefore we follow that strategy. So I want to appreciate that and emphasize the important fact that we are operating a different business. Barberic Insurance Brokers is operating under a regulated business environment by NBFIRA. And we need to live to and remain alert to those facts that should we fail to meet those requirements, and should we lose our license because of some operations that are deemed not to meet the requirements of the regulator, then we will have failed. And apparently, with all the developments, you'll be aware, ladies and gentlemen, that Barberic Insurance Brokers has continued to make a profitable contribution in all the entities that our Barberic investment has. Barberic Insurance Brokers has remained one of the sustainable businesses. And I would just want to take this without denying you credence to our principal officer, Shala, for continuing to say, this is the way and this is the way. And because we have taken that advice, that's why we are still remaining afloat and as a viable business. But we don't want the story to end there as a viable business. We want not only to be a viable business in our own side, we must position ourselves and be aware where are other successful brokerages standing and how can we run them. Because if we don't better our skills, they'll come and they'll overtake, and then we'll become irrelevant. So let us be aware that we are not running alone in this race. We do have competitors, and if they can provide better solutions and better products, we'll remain unattractive. So we want to make ourselves and position ourselves to become one of the competitive brokerages in our country. And our competitiveness arises from the fact that we don't come as individuals. We are not poaching from the street. We've got a very big constituency behind us, which are our members, from which we are building these brokerages products. And so we should tap from that and move forward and in achieving our ideals. So with that said, I cannot overemphasize the need of the strategy in itself in guiding the deliverables of any organization. So we need the strategy, and not only a strategy, but a watertight strategy. And with our consultant here, we are sure that maybe, judging by what he did when we were shaping the Babereki investment strategy, he will be able to help us to come up with something that will be in sync with what we expect. And should any one of us here feel that that doesn't serve the purpose, please, you are welcome to make those contributions so that we live with something that we can collectively own and deliver on. So now, in saying this, I want to come to the end of my keynote address by highlighting the significance of the autonomy of the various boards for the subsidiaries, that we need as boards to remain autonomous so that we can be in a position to regulate some of the activities that can disadvantage the operations of these business entities. And I'm looking forward to an existence of boards for the various business of Babereki Investments, remaining autonomous, being allowed to make decisions. And some decisions in business, time is very critical. And any bureaucracies need to be eliminated. If you delay in business by a minute, you may lose a deal of millions. So that's why the autonomy is very important. And we also need, as boards, to provide the check and balances, because sometimes people may lose sight on the initial intents and objectives. And so as a board, you need to play and continue to play that fiduciary role of advising and say, look, here we are missing the point. And so all of us, we have got that role as boards and as representatives of the union to play in these boards. And so I'll remember and clearly remember what we said when we were developing the Babereki Insurance investment strategy, that we need to do business in ethical manner. And that ethical manner, I remember that we debated quite a lot when we talk about ethics. And I still want to emphasize that ethics is very important, as what will make us acceptable is what makes people believe that we are serious about what we say. Should we not want ethics, let us know that we don't want to be trusted by our members, because only people will trust ethical business engagements. So with this said, let us deliberate, open-minded, and any idea that can be useful to carry us forward, put it forward. And let us not withhold that which would benefit our organization. There's no one here who can own monopoly to knowledge of what needs to be done. All of us, let us have that purposeful contribution, so that no one will feel that our resources that have been employed to make sure that this strategy is shaped has been put to waste. It has been meaningful. Ladies and gentlemen, with those few keynote address, let me say, please have a pleasant deliberations. Let us contribute fruitfully, and at the end, let us come out of here with something that we are going to be running with. And it should be visible enough that the scripture says those who are running on horses, they can read while they're running. So if it's not clear enough, which means when you are running, you can't read it. So we want this vision to be so clear that those who run with horses, they can read while they are running. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us have a fruitful deliberation. Ke a leboga bagaetsho.